Welcome back. Did you know 1 out of 5 people will experience varicose and spider veins during their lifetime? Symptoms can range from aching legs to swollen ankles and visible veins.
But what are the causes and who gets them? Here to explain is Dr. Sheila Coogan with UT Physicians, along with patient Bonnie Baker, who first noticed symptoms of varicose veins during her first pregnancy in 2016. Welcome, ladies, to the show. Do appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Bonnie, before we get to your story, Dr. Coogan, tell us, this is a very common thing that happens for men and women, right?
Right. I see a lot of male patients as well. Obviously, a lot of women come in initially for cosmetic reasons.
Right.
But what people don't realize is that really they have symptoms that they're not aware of because they've had varicose veins and spider veins for such a long time. So most people have a family member who has a family history of varicose veins. I see a lot of women after their second pregnancy. I see people who are super fit and have enormous varicose veins. I see the Tour de France, and I think I could treat all of them.
And what role does heredity play?
I would say probably at least 90% of patients who have varicose veins have at least one family member who has varicose veins.
Okay, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't get them if you don't have a family member.
That's right. We see patients who can't identify a family member, but usually it happens a little bit, sort of somewhere in the 20s and 30s, people start to develop varicose veins.
You're kidding, that early?
And they progress over a person's lifetime.
So we always hear things, don't cross your legs or you're standing too much. Does that contribute to all of this as well?
Yeah, crossing your legs is kind of a wives' tale. I don't think that really contributes significantly. Standing and sitting for long periods of time does tend to make people who already are predisposed to abnormal veins have worsening veins. So surgeons like myself, teachers, people who stand for long periods of time significantly have varicose veins.
And Dr. Coogan, one of the reasons why a screening is so important is because sometimes you said that these veins can be an indication that there's a more serious medical condition.
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, I think veins themselves are significant to people because they cause swelling, they can cause skin changes, people can have ulcers. Anyone who comes in for a screening, since I'm a vascular surgeon, also gets screened for arterial disease. So we always look to make sure that the entire cardiovascular system is healthy.
Well, Bonnie, let's get your story, because as we alluded to in the intro here, that you noticed your varicose veins after your first pregnancy.
Yes.
And it was mostly, I want to say, probably like cosmetic. You didn't like the way they looked, right?
So a little bit of both. I actually did have pain and tenderness with varicose veins, and they went away a little bit after my first pregnancy, but my second pregnancy, it really exacerbated it. And then even after I delivered, the veins were still there and still painful. And
you had done everything that a lot of folks do, like wearing the compression socks. Did that help at all?
It helps with the pain. For me personally, it helps with the pain and swelling. The compression stockings did.
But then at some point you realized that you needed to go beyond that and actually receive treatment, right? So, so talk us through your treatment.
So I was referred to Dr. Coogan by a colleague of hers, and I went in, and I was still pregnant at the time, so she said, you know, of course, after you deliver, we'll treat you, just for safety reasons. But she did ultrasounds of my legs, found the problematic veins, and then she did a foam injection that kind of seals off the vein, and then she did also a heat one that kind of traumatizes the vein a little bit and causes it to close up and die.
And so, Dr. Coogan, what do we have here on the table? Is this basically the device that you're using?
Yeah, so there are a couple different ways to treat veins. We have a lot of different treatments now, which are newer than maybe when your grandmother or your mother had treatments. So the two devices on the table, one is where we inject a glue into the vein and it closes down the source vein for the varicose veins.
Oh, interesting.
And the other one has a heat device, which is a little bit away from me, but this is just a heating mechanism that heats up the vein and closes it down. And then really for varicose veins and spider veins, there are a couple different types of foam that we inject, or sometimes liquid, depending on the size of the vein.
It's really amazing to me that they basically disappear after that, right?
They do. People think that they disappear instantly, and I would say it takes a couple months for them to really resolve. So fall is a really great time. I tell people, don't have your veins treated right before you go to the beach, because it'll be more noticeable. But if you wait till fall, it's a really perfect time to get treated, so that if you had veins that you saw over the summertime especially, you could get them treated and they would resolve. It takes a couple months for them to really be less visible, and then really over 6 months to a year, they become less and less visible.
And,
I'm sorry.
Would it be more than one treatment, or just it kind of depends on how significant
it depends on what the problem is and what you're really aiming for. So for swelling, sometimes it's one treatment, but if you have a lot of spider veins, depending on how many you have, it may take more than one treatment.
We think alike. I was going to ask the exact same question.
Oh, you were? Okay.
Yeah, so Bonnie mentioned the compression socks, and I know that for a lot of people, if they wear the compression socks, that can bring them some temporary relief, but a compression sock is never going to make that vein go away, right?
That's right. So I'm a really big believer in compression. It is great for treating symptoms of swelling, tenderness, restless legs that sometimes people have.
Yeah.
But it doesn't actually get rid of the vein. It treats the symptoms, but it doesn't correct the underlying problem. So I think if people are willing to wear compression stockings, they work and they work great, but you have to wear them all day, every day. So the days that you don't wear them, you would still have swelling, or you might have tenderness or cramps at night.
Got it.
And let's talk about the screening that that y'all offer too, because I think if people are seeing this and they think, you know, they've lived with it for a while and they think it's more cosmetic, but there can be other issues, and that's where the screening lies, right?
Yeah, so we try to offer screenings for people periodically throughout the year, and we're having a vein screening coming up October 12th and October 19th, one at my Bel Air office and one at my Memorial City office. But, you know, honestly, when I see patients, I never just ask about their veins. Usually if people have something else going on, we'll find out about that too. And so really my goal is always to make sure that if they're there for veins, we address the vein problem. But if they have leg pain for other reasons, sometimes they have neurologic causes or arterial causes, we'll also look into that.
Well, and it's great too that if someone is experiencing symptoms and they're experiencing that pain, it's great that they can actually do something about it.
Absolutely. It's a very treatable problem. I think most people who have abnormal veins underestimate the symptoms they have from it. I have a patient who plays squash every day, and after we treated his veins, and he's a super fit guy, he said, oh my God, my legs have so much more energy. So I think the big thing I've realized in treating patients with venous disease is that most people don't really realize their symptoms. They may notice a vein, but they actually don't realize the physical symptoms they have until they get treated.
Yeah, okay, well, take advantage of those free screenings. Go get them checked out. Dr. Coogan, Bonnie, thanks so much for stopping by. Bonnie, glad your symptoms have gone away. And in the meantime, if you would like more information or to schedule your consultation at the location nearest you, you can visit utphysicians.com or give them a call at 713-500-VEIN.